Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna do my face while I talk to you guys about my Botox lip filler lip blushing experience. So stay tuned, and I also want to give you a couple updates on some products that I showed you in the last video a time or two. So I wanted to give you some updates on that too. So let's get started. I've already used the Medicube wipes on my face. Now I'm going to use this peptide booster. I really like this. This is a CosRX. I think I've shown this to you. This has hyaluronic acid, NAG, and amino acids, and this is supposed to help all of your other serums and stuff that you put on your face sink in a little bit faster, kind of like that Body Beauty by Joe Squin one I showed you in the last video. I've been liking this. I can't tell you if it shows a difference yet or not in my skin, but I've only used like a teeny bit of it. Let's see. Yeah, you can't even see. I've only used like a teeny bit of it, so I'll check back on that. So I went and got Botox. I told you about it in my last video about the purse that I was going to give to the woman who does my Botox. And I walked into her place, and it's a cute little, I'll show you some pictures. It's a cute little studio and not very busy, as you can see. Lots of product and stuff. But she was sweet enough to let me video her doing my Botox. And I decided, I don't know what happened on a whim. I was like, what about lip filler? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I don't want to look like Daffy Duck. Like, I have not gotten filler in my face since, it was before COVID, the last time I got filler in my face. And what was happening was, you can see I have these really deep marionette lines here. And I was very, very, very self-conscious of them. And I was getting filler put here. And so my face was starting to go this way, and I did not like it. And then they started putting filler back here. So the woman I went to, different woman, by the way, she would put filler back here thinking it would stretch it out this way, kind of like threads. That didn't work either. So I kind of gave up on filling the lines in and just, you know, gua sha and hope for the best, right? So these are the Lumify drops, and I won't video this. I'll skip right over this. It's kind of gross. Okay, so I got my Lumify drops in, and but the woman who was doing my Botox, she said, yeah, you can do filler. And I said, well, I don't like, you know, it look like Daffy Duck, da-da-da. And she said, well, why don't we do like half a syringe? And she's like, you want to look hydrated, not full or not bigger. And I was like, exactly. Like, I don't want them any bigger. I just want them to look not as crepey. And I'll show you a picture of my lips before here. And then this is now, let's see, 2.5 weeks post. Hey, this is Editing Becky here. I wanted to show you some footage of her actually doing it. She had just got done doing the injections into my lips, and we were making sure they were all even. She really did a nice job and really listened to what I wanted, and I was really happy with the results. After this, we're going to start with the Botox. So you can see they really settled in nicely. The swelling went down really nicely. I'm really, really happy with it. Really happy with it. And then she also does some Botox, and I've been getting Botox for more years than I can count. I mean, since I was 40 at least, if not before. So I've been getting Botox a long time. Sometimes I go 6-8 months. Sometimes I do well and stay in 3 and 4. Now that I'm 55, I'm paying a lot more close attention because I can see it wearing off a lot more obviously, I guess. So you can see she did Botox, but you can still see my face moves and all the things. But she does, she does Botox down here too, and in the chin. And I'll show you some video of her doing it if she's not standing in front of the camera. I hope she's not. But she does here. She does here, she does here, and obviously my forehead. And I don't do lip flip or any of that stuff, but I really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, so this is post Botox. This is 2.5 weeks for the lip filler. And I have to say I like it. I will do it again in probably another year. It was half a syringe of, I believe it was the Juvederm. I'll leave the link down below exactly what she put in my face. This is the sunscreen, Color Science sunscreen. I'll leave exactly. And now here's another thing I wanted to talk to you about, and that's the difference between Botox and Dysport. Botox, she said, kind of depends. Dysport can, is it Dysport? Dysport can last longer. And for me, I have found that I notice that it takes longer to, it lasts longer between visits when I do the Dysport, than the Botox. It's the same concept, it's the same like active ingredient. I think it's the botulinum. It, you know, freezes your muscles. So it's the same concept, just different brand names, So I really liked it. So I get Dysport and then I get the Juvederm filler in my lips. I'm using the Double Wear today. This is the first time I've used this since I've gotten it. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good match for my skin now that I'm not as tan as I have been. But the way you know you get a good filler and a person who does your filler well, especially in your lips, is my husband didn't even notice that I had filler done. And the trick, I think, she gave me some arnica for the bruising, which is a huge help. And then also keep ice on it as often and as long as you can right after you get it done. And I think that really helps with the swelling. So yeah, my husband didn't even realize that I got filler done, and that was exactly what I wanted. I wanted just a little something that makes me feel better, that if they feel a little bit more hydrated and full looking, but nobody's like, oh, you got filler in your lips. So leave me a comment down below if you see a difference, and if you've gotten filler in your lips, good, bad experiences. Let's talk about bad experiences with lip filler. This was 2017, never forget it, left a mark, obviously. And we were going to London, and I got filler right before I was leaving to go to London. I bruised so bad. If I can find a picture, I will. I didn't obviously take many pictures because I was mortified over what I looked like. It was just not, it was not good. So I got filler, I bruised like a son of a gun. And then this is the Fit Me powder that I'm almost out of. I'll show you in a second. But I was mortified. So I don't know if I'll have any pictures, but this is the Double Wear concealer that I've been raving about, by the way. It is the best. I'll be interested to see how it plays with the Double Wear foundation. Probably it's going to be amazing, but we'll see. Yeah, so I was headed to London. I looked like my husband had punched me in the face. My lips were out to here. I mean, like full on duck mode. I was so embarrassed. I believe I wore a hat and dark glasses to the airport. Like, I was just so embarrassed. And so I think that's the last time I got lip filler, actually. So I was a little bit scared of getting it done this time, but I really like and trust the woman that does my Botox, and she knows, she gets, is a big proponent of less is more. And like you can see, you know, 2 weeks later, and you can still see that my face moves and stuff. So I really like that she is more of a, you know, a naturalist when it comes to that stuff. Like, less is more. If I wanted more, if it was not enough, I could always go back and she would always do more for me, but I like to not feel frozen. So that is my Botox lip filler story. So what's the difference between lip filler and lip blushing? Because I've had lip blushing done too. Between 17 and this lip filler, I had lip blushing done because I thought, well, maybe if I just get them blushed, I won't need to get them filled. Lip blushing was not the best decision. I have makeup on them now, but I went to a person, very nice, very reputable. She had a bunch of reviews on Google that she does a nice job, follow up, she's precise, all of that. And I went and had a consult with her, and this was probably, I'll look at the picture and find the date, but this is what I look like when she was doing it. Yeah, it looks great. That picture looks great, right? This is what I look like in the car afterwards. Yeah, it was shocking, to say the least. Like, absolutely shocking. I could not believe what had happened. I couldn't believe. I'm using some Laura Mercier setting powder for the rest of my face really quick. I could not believe what happened. I wanted to get the, I wanted my lips to be the color of like Pillow Talk, right? That's like was the thing. It's like your lips, but better. So that's what she tried to do, and wow, 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 did that take forever to heal. I mean, the color was great. She overlined my lips a little bit, so that's what kind of gives it the fullness looking, is when she overlines it with the tattoo or with the blushing, which is fine. But then if you're not ready for that and you're not used to overlining your lips, it's a little shocking. And but I enjoyed it and I like it. I still put lipstick on though, and I still put lip liner on, and I still put lipstick on. So for me, the difference between blushing and filler, I'm gonna go with minimal filler. If I could have done a quarter syringe, I probably would have with the filler, but I don't believe they sell it that way. And I really think it came out nice. Like I say, my husband hasn't even noticed. And yeah, speaking of my husband, he's been out of town. So how are you guys loving stepping into fall? It's the beginning of October. And of course, if you've watched any of my past videos, you know that I live in Florida, so it's still amazingly hot and humid, but we don't have any hurricanes this year, so hallelujah to that. But yeah, so my husband's been out of town, so I have been nesting at home. I will show you my little project. I made sourdough bread. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my eyes today. I got this Armani eyeshadow, so let's use this, and then we'll pair it with this little Natasha Denona palette, see what we can come up with. So my son's girlfriend gave me some of her starter, and I had left it. I forgot to feed it. We went out of town. I didn't feed it for a long time. Probably a good month. And she's like, no, just feed it, there's like a really yucky liquidy stuff that sits on top. As long as it doesn't get moldy, you're still good. So this is really pretty, by the way. I don't know if I would have put it in my crease again, but I think it makes a good base. I tried it like this the other day. Let's see what I figure out. So I decided I wanted to make the sourdough, because I was home. I've left my house twice in the last probably 5 days. I'm not super proud of that. I mean, a huge Costco run, and bought this beautiful book by the Eat, Move, Rest folks, Aaron and Dusty Stanzik. I will leave the book. It's a beautiful book. Support them. They're a cute little family. They are whole food, plant-based, basically. So if you're leaning into that at all, or want to dabble with some recipes that are whole food plant-based, try this cookbook out. It's beautiful. It has, I'll show you some pages. It has beautiful recipes. It's even got a little challenge in there, like a little 40-day challenge. And I think it is just super, super cute. I love to support little small families like that. They've got a YouTube channel. I'll leave it linked down below, and give that a go if you are dabbling in whole food plant-based. So I have been nesting now that it's fall. I'm not, like I say, it's not cooling off here at all, but I'm using this color, oops, right here, in my V. So I've been doing that and doing a little shopping, which I'll show you in my next video. That's been super fun. And I did want to show you this Hourglass eyeliner that I got. I've heard great things about it. I got it in the color Canyon, but what I'm looking forward to is the tip is supposed to be really fine for your wing. So it's a really teeny tiny tip. Is that focusing? To make your little flip here. Compare that to the Stila that I was using, that I love the color of the Stila, but look at the difference just in the barrel. You can tell the difference in the points. So this one kind of makes a fatter line and it's not as precise. So I'm anxious to try this one. So let's give this a go. Let me get my mirror over here and see. Oh yeah, this gives a lot more accuracy. And you can do the flip here. And it's really defined. I like that. This is a must-have. I love how thin this is. 1.5 millimeter. That's why it's so nice. Mechanical eye gel eyeliner in Hourglass, and I got the color Canyon. Okay, love that eyeliner so much. Highly recommend the Hourglass 1.5. So as I was doing this, I looked in the chat, the difference between Botox and Dysport, and I was right. They are both neuromodulators, and they both like paralyze your muscles. But what the chat is saying is the Dysport can, you might need less product because it can cover a bigger surface area. That's one. And it works faster within a couple of days, 2 to 5 for Dysport, 3 to 7 for Botox. And then it also says, like I said before, that Dysport may last a little bit longer, but again, it depends on you and your metabolism and your face and all of that stuff. So check with your professional to see what might work best for you regarding that. I just want to touch back on that real quick. Now I'm using my YSL Lash Clash mascara. I love this stuff. This is like my, I don't know, 5th bottle of this. But what I did want to tell you is I've been using the new lash and my lashes broke off. And I think it's because I got a little bit too aggressive. I mean, they've grown like crazy, if you can see. But right here, you can see they broke in half. And they were super long. So I think for me, I'm going to, once they get that long, kind of cut back a little bit instead of using it every night. Because it's just part of my routine. I make my eye cream, which, by the way, that Beauty by Joseon eye cream, the eye cream that I told you about in my last video, the Retin-A eye cream, love it. I love it. It blends in well. It feels really nice. I feel like it's very, very hydrating. I'm loving it. That was a little, I digress a little bit, but see how these lashes right here broke off? So I think I need to lay off it a little bit while they have a chance to recover. And it's almost like counterintuitive, right? Because you think, well, they broke off, you want them to grow. But I'm just wondering if using it too much can make them too long, which can make them, you know, I've got to be a little bit more delicate with them. So I've got to play around with that. Leave me a comment down below if you've had the same, if your lashes have broken off from using like a lash growth serum, and what you did. Did you continue using it, or how did you grow them back? Because as you know, if you've watched any of my previous videos, again, I don't use I don't use fake eyelashes, mostly because I can't. I have never learned the art. I shouldn't say I've never learned it. I've never perfected the art, and they look a little wonky. So I don't try to do them because I don't want to look like a clown. So I'm trying to finish up this Anastasia brow pencil. I got the one that I like, that is the brow definer. I got this from Sephora a week or so ago, but I am going to use this gel, and I believe I should have put this on a few minutes ago. So let's put this gel on my brows, and then we will do my contour and stuff, and then fill them in. Honestly, for me, I don't really need this step in my daily life. It's a novelty and it's fun, but this is not a necessary step for me. What a necessary step for me, eyeliner for sure, blush for sure, and foundation, I guess. But this is like a fun step for me. I don't find this a necessary step. So let's let that dry, and then we'll use, I told you I hit pan on my Dior, so it still smells amazing though. I just love it, the way it smells, and it just goes on so nicely. Look, I look like Frosty the Snowman. I don't know if that's supposed to happen. I need some education on this brow gel stuff, because clearly I do not know what I'm doing. Oh, okay. The brow gel is kind of like the lashes for me. Like, it's not a necessary step, mostly because I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, my dogs are gonna go crazy again. So yeah, I just used this, and I will use this until it's absolutely all gone, but I wanted to make sure I had a backup because I like it so much and it makes me so happy to use it. So yeah, back to getting cozy in the house. It's been really fun. I'm lucky that I have like a treadmill in my house. I have an infrared sauna here. So I just work out, get in the sauna, walk my dogs, read a little, cook a little. I've been just nesting, fall nesting, and it's been so nice. But I have made a pact with myself, and I sound like a broken record, but I do need to get out of the house a little bit. So tonight I am going to dinner with my family. My kids are bringing their girlfriends, and I'm meeting my parents, and we're all gonna have a little Italian dinner. So that'll be nice. I haven't seen my parents in a little bit, and I'm looking forward to that, to get out of the house a little. And then I am going to show you some things that I've bought. As far as this goes, if you can see, I would not use this in the crease. It is a pretty color, but I don't hate it, but I probably would use this for more of a nighttime situation on the lid, and then go with a deeper matte color in the crease is probably how I would use this. But I'm not mad at this. Tell me what you think. I think it's a beautiful eyeshadow, and it actually blends really nicely when you go in with your blending brush. You'd think it would move all your stuff around, but it doesn't. It dries down really well. So these are Armani these are Armani eyeshadows. This is the color 67S. Oh, what was the name of it? Giorgio Armani Eye Tint. Love these. They do have some matte colors too. I just ordered one from Sephora that's a little bit darker for my crease. So I'll let you know when I get that in. I did get an Hourglass backup, even though I bought this beautiful palette that I showed you before. Love. So I use that as a highlight, but this I'm still working on. You can see I've hit pan a little bit on this one. I love this. It makes your makeup just seem flawless, and it's just a nice kind of a little sheen over top that I really love. All right, let's work on these eyebrows and see what we got going here. Where is my pencil? Okay, this is the Brow Wiz pencil. Like I say, this is the smaller, looks like a pencil instead of the kind of the angle tip that I like, but I'm gonna use this because I have it and I don't want to be wasteful. This, actually, I'm kind of liking this gel. It makes my eyebrows very stiff, but I feel like it's filling in nicely. My tails, oopsie, my tails are the worst part. And then I'll go in with my little brush. And I definitely want to do this. I think you need to do this after to make sure there's no little dried gel flecks in your eyebrows. And then I'm going to put a little tiny bit of this highlighter on my cheek, just to give it a little zhuzh, because I don't have any highlighter. I just ordered the Gucci Illuminator highlighter because I don't know where all mine went. I had a Charlotte Tilbury one, and I don't know where they all went. So I probably decluttered them at some point. And last but not least, I'm going to use my One Size setting spray. And then we are going to use the Rhode that I showed you before. This is the lip contour. I really like this, although you really have to, if you don't want to overline your lips, you have to be careful because it's not a very precise tip. And now that I have my lip filler, I don't need to overline at all. But it is really nice. Yeah, it's pretty. And I can see how you could put this underneath a little bit to shade. How that would be really, really pretty. And then I'm going to use, this is the YSL Lip Plumping Gloss. This is number 44. It's like the mauve-y color. It's a very pretty, and they have a couple of new colors at Sephora. I just ordered one of the pink ones that I will show you when I get it in. But this is a little bit peppery, so if you don't like the burn, you might want to be careful with this one, because it does have a little, it's got a little peppery to it. But I really like it. For me, it's not too much. It doesn't burn. I think it's really pretty, and this actually stays on for longer than you would think. So yeah, so there we go with my makeup for the day. A couple other things, I did get some new piercings. So I got my third hole pierced on this side and my third hole pierced on this side, and then I got my helix done. And I got this done a week ago. Oh, this was angry for quite a while. This side was very not happy, and it's still very, very tender. I can't sleep on this side, but I'm so happy. I used to have 7 piercings plus an 8 when I was in my 20s. And then I kind of grew out of that and took them all out, let my helix grow over, and now I'm going back at 55 and got my helix pierced. But I love it. I think it's pretty, especially when you wear your hair up. So there you have it. So let me know in the comments down below if you prefer Botox or Dysport, and if you've ever had lip blushing done and what your experience was with that. Like this video if you're enjoying this content. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye.